Hi everyone, today I'm going to do a tarot card reading that talks about our exes. Everyone had that question, and I see a lot of people leaving me comments and messages asking if I could do a reading about their ex and if the ex will contact them again in the future. So thank you so much for leaving your comments. I do pay attention to them. I do have a lot of clients that I do readings for, so I don't always have time to respond or do a reading. So when I have a chance, of course, I'll put out a video on a YouTube for you guys. This reading will have 4 options. As always, like I said, if you feel like the reading doesn't resonate with you, because this is a general reading, I can't look at everyone's individual situations here, feel free to look through the whole video. Maybe some other card will resonate better. And if you want a personal reading, feel free to contact me through my email, which is in my information on the YouTube channel. Okay, let's start. What does my ex feel about me right now? And will he be contacting, or they will be contacting me in the future? Okay. What am I doing? All right. Sorry. Card number 1. I forgot I'm doing a pickle card reading. Card number 2. Card number 3. And card number 4. When you're picking a card, feel free to pause the video if you need to concentrate a little better. What I usually recommend for my clients is that when they're thinking about a particular individual, make sure you clear your mind and try not to have any feelings when you're thinking about that person. Try to stay neutral, because otherwise the cards will be reading the information of how you're feeling, not how they're truly, thinking or feeling or what's going on in their head. So when you're asking cards a question, try to stay neutral. All right, feel free to pause the video if you need time. I'm going to move on. I'm going to remove these guys. I'm going to have to wait for their turn. Card number 1, Temperance. Okay. We're looking at how they're feeling right now towards you, and then I'll pull up another spread over here that's going to see if they will contact you in the future. Well, from what I'm seeing right now, in regards to how they're feeling, this would play out well if the guy in question is a King of Cups, right? So if this is a King of Cups, which is a water sign, I would say that he still has a lot of feelings for you. And he feels like whatever has started in the relationship really didn't have a chance to get to evolve, basically, to grow into something bigger. So whether this was just the beginning of a relationship between the two of you, or maybe he decided to hold his feelings to himself, because water signs are usually like that, I can in a way I can say that they hide their feelings deep inside of them, and then when it's too late, they finally say, "Oh my God, I had all these feelings for you and you broke my heart." And then you look at them and you're like, "Really? I didn't seem to notice any of that." So yeah, so right now he's regretting the fact that Either he didn't expose the severity of his feelings towards you, which were, from what I'm seeing here, he really had some deep emotions going on towards you. But I'm also seeing that he's been holding a lot of it back. And this can play out in a way if you are currently with somebody else, if you are interested in King of Swords, then this person is observing your relationship with that King of Swords, right? So the King of Cups is observing your relationship with the King of Swords, and he is extremely heartbroken over it. Or I can say that if you have chosen somebody else over that person, I don't really see that at this particular moment. For him, it's easier to just basically let everything go, drop it, walk away from it, than continue to fight for you, although he still has all these feelings towards you. I don't really see him being involved with anybody else at the moment. It seems like he is mostly concentrated on you, because to him, you're pretty much everything that he ever wanted to see in a better half, okay, in his better half. But at the same time, maybe it's because of his personality, because once again, the water signs, they're very soft-tempered, they're not confrontational, they would rather be passive about things than, stand up for what they want. He's just basically passively watching you walking away with this other guy. And although he's extremely heartbroken, he's gonna not do anything. I don't see him taking any action against it. He's definitely suffering. He's definitely in a situation where he feels neglected, heartbroken, but he's just going to sit there and pout, and I don't really see him doing anything to fix the situation. So he would rather walk away from what I'm seeing than take action. So let's see if he will contact you in the future. Hmm. If he will contact you in the future, he will pick a situation where you guys will be discussing some sort of a financial aspect. So it's not like he wants to contact you and reveal his feelings, because the world has to come to an end before he exposes himself in that sense. They're hermit-like people, a lot of them, especially cancers. So when he thinks about you, he does think of you as the woman of his life, a mother of his children, if you guys have any children, and he does miss you. So I'm seeing that he will contact you with the thoughts that, oh my God, I miss her so much, I want to contact her. But at the same time, he's going to put it in a way, most likely it's going to be a phone call, where just to hear your voice, he's going to call you and say something dumb, say something almost like aggressive, something to that will in a way make you upset. And I see that he kind of wants to keep his true feelings to himself still. But at the same time, there will be a phone call. I do see that there will be a phone call or a communication between the two of you in the future. And I would say anywhere between, a few weeks to 3 months, because the way these cards work, this particular deck, is that they talk about, when we're talking about the future, we're talking about from here to 3 months from now. So he will contact you, but at the same time, I don't see him exposing himself to you a lot, although he will miss you. He will miss the comfort that you've given him. He will miss the security that he felt with you. But at the same time, I see that he's going to keep the feelings to himself. I don't see him exposing himself too much to you. I'm not going to say this is going to be a pleasant conversation. There's the Five of Swords and the Page of Swords here. It's more likely it's going to be either some negative news that he will bring to you, or the situation where he's going to try and pick a fight or an argument with you. So just be aware of that. So let me see. What would the cards recommend that you do in regards to this situation? Well, the cards are basically asking you, and this would play out well if you're a Queen of Wands, which is a fire sign, to keep you cool, to, interestingly enough, they're asking you to look away, not to consider this person as as anybody that you should be dating. Interestingly enough, they're saying that there's a better choice for you out there. So they're asking you to keep your cool, to, in a way, be cold-hearted and calculating when it comes to this person, because you're not going to find any comfort in the relationship with them. To you, it just seems like there's going to be a heartache and disappointment. So, all right, this is it for reading number 1. Thank you. This is card number 2. How do they feel about you right now, and if they will contact you in the future? Ooh, not good. All right, let's see. Well, from what I'm seeing here is this person is definitely walking away from a relationship. I know it's hard to swallow sometimes, but I don't want to sugarcoat anything. You know, there are different kinds of situations out there, and tarot cards is not about sugarcoating. Reading tarot cards is about seeking clarity, I suppose. This person is okay being on his own. Yes, I think he's the one that initiated the breakup in the first place. I see that he was the one who wanted to bring the relationship to an end. So I see that he walked away from everything, and at this point I feel like he's better on his own. Whether he is currently, can play out that he's currently living with his parents and he's happier there right now, or this can also play out in a way that he basically decided to come back to his previous wife for some situations that can play out as in your relationship with him wasn't a formal one, okay? And I'm not judging here. Like I said, there are different life situations out there. It seems like he broke it off with you to come back to his wife. I can read these cards in such way as well. If that's not the case, since this is a general reading, I could say that he prefers the company of the Queen of Wands. But the way that these cards, the way that I'm seeing it here, it's just, it would play out the best, I guess, for those who, once again, had an informal relationship. The person decided to break it off and come back into his family, where the wife is the Queen of Wands. Because I see the family, the Empress here, Six of Pentacles, which all speaks about an official union, I'm assuming. I do see that because this we're talking here if he's gonna come back and contact you again. As of now, no. As of now, he thinks this relationship is completely over. But then I see over here that in the future he will reconsider coming back to you, and this would play out well if you're a Queen of Pentacles. So Queen of Pentacles is somebody who's either an earth sign or an earthy woman, somebody who likes quality things, somebody who's caring, loving, willing to give a lot. And over here, I'm seeing that he will contact you after some time. He has to get over the whole this is it, we're done feeling right now. He will contact you in the future. I'm seeing that he will offer to restart what was lost, restart a relationship again. But at the same time, I don't see that he's willing to leave this situation behind. So the terms that he's willing to offer you on which you'll continue that relationship would be, you're kind of going to be like a sidekick to him. I don't see you being a dominant woman in his life. He's still going to have this situation going on for him. The only thing he'll offer you is basically just a casual type of relationship, secretive meetups in a way. Nothing serious. I don't really see any feelings here. This is more of a situation where, this is a hotel room type of a relationship. Pardon me for being too abrupt here, but we will, trust me, there's a lot of situations like these, and they're too common. So it's up to you, obviously, whether or not you want to be with this person. I'm just reading off, what the cards are telling me. But I don't see him wanting to be committed only to you in the future. And from what I'm seeing over here is that, yeah, he wants to basically have a casual relationship, to meet up with you once in a while. He doesn't want to have anything steady. This is going to be a relationship on the side for him. And I see him coming forward and discussing this with you, I would say within a month to 2 month period, you will hear back from this person again. All right. Okay, this is it for reading number 2. All right, this is card number 3. How are they thinking about you right now? This is a very complex reading. This is why I'm pulling all of these cards up. Give me 1 second, guys. I just want to look at the options over here. This was a very sudden breakup, and I can tell you that it happened relatively recently. He still has a lot of feelings towards you. Talking about a guy here. I can almost say that you had a family, a relationship, and judging by Ace of Swords, this can play out as a divorce or something very karmic that caused the breakup. He's still very possessive when it comes to you. It doesn't seem like he wants to let it go. Instead of, I don't really see this person being with anybody else right now. They're concentrated on kind of living through the feelings that they have towards you right now. But at the same time, I see that they kind of feel like this is over. And at this point, they think that, even if I'm going to start this again, and this would play out if you're a Queen of Wands, if you're a Fire Queen. I would say that although they have a lot of feelings towards you, and they're almost like animalistic feelings in a way, but at the same time, I feel like they're kind of realizing that no matter what's going to happen, it's still going to be the same situation. I'm not sure if this is the first time that you guys are having this kind of falling out, but to him, it looks like it's a repetition of a situation that occurred previously. And this time around, I could say that he really wants to end it. He wants to end things with you. He's very hurt. For some reason, he feels like you almost stabbed him in a way. I'm not really sure what happened between the two of you guys, but to me, it just looks like this person is so hurt by your actions that they just want to kind of go into hermit mode, literally, and try not to expose their feelings towards you. Like, instead of continuing the family, because the family plays out twice here, okay? Instead of continuing this fruitful relationship that you previously had, he would rather go into seclusion and stay on his own because he feels safer that way. He feels like this is the ultimate solution in that sense. And he's understanding what he's sacrificing here. He's understanding that he's sacrificing not only his relationship with you, but perhaps there are other people involved as well, maybe children, maybe in-laws or your parents. He is willing to let go of all of that and just walk away. So right now I see this person is being torn apart between him being very possessive towards you and just dropping everything and walking away. I feel like this breakup was done without really thinking things through. This was very abrupt, very sudden. It came out of the blue almost, I can say. And it was done with a lot of feelings. So from everything that I'm seeing here, it just looks like a really, really messy, emotional breakup. So let's see what's going to happen in the future. Well, we're talking about a guy here, like I said. He feels like leaving you behind, leaving the situation behind is the best way possible to handle his own hurt feelings. And he foolishly thinks that walking away will resolve his problems, literally. He thinks that the breakup was the best possible way of handling the situation. At the same time, I see that at some point he will start regretting his decision. He will. Right now, he thinks that he's done the right choice. And like I said, I don't see this breakup coming from you. This will most likely play out as if he was the one who initiated this because of the tower and the magician over here that I'm seeing. I'm also seeing that he is currently, he doesn't want to deal with the consequences. He doesn't want to take responsibilities. I don't see him being serious when it comes to recognizing his feelings and being a responsible person. Maybe this was too much of a situation for him to handle because, forgive me if I'm being too blunt, but this person doesn't seem like a mature type yet. It seems like he's got some growing up to do, because to him it's easier to leave a situation behind, to leave responsibilities behind, than to work towards something mutual. And he seems happier in the future, almost being by himself. I don't really see him wanting to contact you again. He's so sure of how he feels, and he thinks he's right in this situation. I just don't see him trying to make any moves towards reconciliation, or at least contacting you again in the near future. Seems like he's still kind of being hurt by this whole breakup. And interestingly enough, I don't think he realizes that he's at fault. I think he legitimately thinks that he didn't do anything wrong, although I do see that this whole thing most likely came from, like I said, from his end. So no, I don't really see him wanting to contact you in the future. He's too obsessed with, with his own feelings at the moment. He thinks that he didn't do anything wrong. He thinks that he's the one who's playing the victim, basically, here. And let me see. I'm going to pull up an advice card for you. So what should you do in this situation? Like I said, he would rather walk away from everything that he has over here than try to work things out with you. Very stubborn person, too. So let's see. If the guy in question, the person we've discussed here, is a King of Swords, I could say that the cards are basically telling you to walk away, from this person, not expose your feelings to them, to kind of, if you make the right decision in that sense, if you walk away from the situation yourself, then at some point in time, not anytime soon, but I would say anywhere between 3 to 6 months, you'll realize that you made the right decision. All right? This is it for reading number 3. Okay, this is reading number 4. Card number 4. The Devil. How is this person feeling about you right now? Well, what I'm seeing here right now is that this person is torn between, I can almost say, a physical attraction to you, between his desire to be with you and the fact that he is just basically walking away. And from everything else that I'm seeing here, I can tell you that perhaps he also has another relationship that he's involved in. Whether this was a breakup because of their infidelity, or this was a breakup because of, I guess, just because he didn't work out. But I'm leaning more towards infidelity because I'm seeing that right now he's almost like happy to kind of be let loose, and he let himself loose and is going around partying and being, I could say, emotionally attached to somebody else over here. At the same time, he's still feeling like he wants to come back. So he's torn between wanting to be in a stable relationship with you and losing his freedom. Because I'm seeing here that he's afraid of serious relationship. He's afraid of serious commitment. It seems like this guy is a player, okay? He is not interested in anything serious. He doesn't work on a serious relationship. He is not interested in being committed to somebody for a long time. He would rather, hop around basically from one person to the other. And I do see that he's considering calling you, but at the same time, he's afraid that you're kind of going to push him towards a more serious relationship. And he's almost paralyzed with fear when he thinks about that. He would rather have the instability, right, in his current relationship. He would rather, just judging by the devil over here, right, since this kind of explains to me the mindset of this person. This person can be very sexually active, and he doesn't want to settle down with one partner. So in his nature, it is to kind of follow his own very animalistic set of emotions, right? And instead of being a good guy and being committed to one girl, he would rather follow, the way of a devil and basically play around, okay? I do see that he kind of misses you, but at the same time, I do see that he has some individuals in his life, most likely male companions, who are advising him against continuing a relationship with you. And he's willing to contact you, but at the same time, it seems like these guys are just almost, whispering into his ear, like, no, 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 don't do it. You have all this beautiful life, look at all these women around you. This would play out if the guy in question is king of Cups. A King of Cups is a very emotional person. It can either be somebody who's water sign, or we're talking about somebody who is passionate, emotional. Um, at the same time, they're kind of harboring their own feelings deep within themselves. They don't really expose a lot of their feelings, especially to others. I really hate to say it, but the only way I see him contacting you again in the future is literally, and this played out, the same situation played out in the first reading as well. If the only way I see him reaching out to you is if you accept his terms of having kind of like an easygoing relationship without any kind of commitment. And I see that he is kind of interested in continuing things with you, but at the same time, he doesn't want any serious commitment. So if you're willing to play by his rules, basically, where you guys see each other, but you still are willing to come in and out of the relationship and see other people, then I do see this kind of working out in a way that you'll still be talking in the future. He will still contact you. But I really don't see him wanting anything serious. He would rather settle for less, right? He would rather settle for instability, for a lesser type of relationship than come to a commitment with somebody. Let me see. I'm going to pull up an advice card for you. Oop. Yeah. Well, they're basically saying that if you're going to continue a relationship with this individual, don't expect any serious commitments. Don't expect any serious relationship. You're always going to come in contact with a situation when there's going to be somebody else involved. So obviously it's up to you. It's your decision. But I don't see that this person is willing or wanting to commit himself exclusively to you. It seems like they're more interested in having their own freedom. I can almost say that this person is kind of self-centered because they do their own very primal emotions lead the way, basically. Instead of him using his head, he uses the other part of his body to think with, I guess. All right, and this is it for reading number 4. Thank you so much for watching, guys.